AFTV, Lee, as I've been saying to everybody, it feels like a defeat today. Worked our socks off to get back into the game after a mistake-riddled game. It was one of them games where you looked on it and said nobody had really performed. Maybe Declan Rice in that first half. We fought our way back into the game, and then at the end, give it away again. We've seen it too many times here, haven't we?
Too many times. Shocking today. You know, shocking performance. Like, first of all, right, this talk about the team selection, right? I'm going to tell you now, right? When I've watched the game today, I've looked at centre halves, right? I'm old school, I must admit, but one of their jobs is to win headers. I didn't see them hardly win an header today. Like, it's like getting a secretary that can't fucking type. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no way we got any control of that game because we didn't win headers. Like, we didn't defend properly. And the first goal comes from a mistake from Saka, but we ain't got a right back. Where's our right back? He's in midfield. Like, you know, I'm sorry, like, defenders defend. I'm sorry, old school, or whatever you want to say of it is, like, you defend. People saying, oh, yeah, but it's working and all that. Like, we've conceded 3 goals, 2 of them at home. It don't work, right? Now, a fella just turned around and said their players make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, I get that. But so do managers. And when he makes mistakes, don't be afraid not to call him out on it, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm fed up with people trying to stick up for him, like, you know what I mean? Like, and saying, like, you know, it's like half this fan base, when he has a crap, they all want to wipe his arse, right, at the end of the day. Now, don't say it like that, you know, he's made mistakes today. The Thomas Partey one, I don't care if I've had someone turn around and say, he knows more than me. Right, yeah, he does know me, yeah, he does. But I'll tell you something now. I know that Thomas Partey does not work as a right back, right? And I'll tell you what, half this fan base, or more of this fan base do, right? At the end of the day, yeah. Some saying like third choice. Well, it ain't as far as my concern, because you've got the right back in Ben White. The reason that he's leaving him out, where's Gabriel? Is Gabriel not trained hard enough for the last 3 weeks to get into this team? You know what I mean? Well, at the end of the bit, like, what really annoys me about things at the moment, Robbie, and we have a bad performance, it's everybody's fault. It's the fans, it's the players, it's whatever, it's never his fault. But that today weren't good enough, from start to finish.
You think it's his fault today? Because you can look at it as well and say, you know, the first goal comes from a horrible error from Saka.
Yeah, but where's the right back? Where's the right back to cover your winger? In my day, you had a wide right player and a full-back covers it. There wasn't no cover because he lost the ball and he ran straight into the goal. Because there's no right back there because he's inverted. Now, if you want to play an inverted left back or an inverted full back, right? There's one on the bench that does it bloody well, and he come on and showed it. Now, for all these criticisms, right? And I'm going to, you know what I mean, call it out, Robbie. Now, praise him when it matters. 1-0 down, substitution, spot on. Vieira comes on. Everybody around me's moaning about Vieira coming on. He was absolutely outstanding. So you have to then turn around and say, credit Mikel. But when he does things wrong, please be able to be allowed to criticise this manager. Be allowed to do it. When he praises and does well, praise him. You know, the substitutions to get us back in that game, Eddie, fantastic. You know, but I heard it before the game today. You know what I mean? Like, oh, get Trossard like loads of people wanting Trossard. Like, you know what I mean? Another mistake. You know, Eddie done well. You know, when we said that and when we talked about it, Eddie come on, proved him right. But I'm going to say it again. I'll criticise Arteta again. When we got to 2-1 and they're down to 10 men, substitutions were too negative. Get to the game, get it 3-1 up, then start taking your captains off and things like that. You know, but listen, at the end of it, it wasn't a great performance today. I haven't seen us really play that well in 3 games now.
We're gonna have to play a lot better than this next week again. Even though they ain't been playing brilliantly, but we're gonna have to play a lot better than this against Manchester United. Because at the end of the day, any Premier League team you play against, you make this many errors, you'll get punished. If you do this against United next week, we're getting punished.
So why are they making those? Why are they making these errors? Because why are they making these errors? I'll tell you why they're making these errors. Because it's complicating.
You think it's unbalanced?
Like, it's unbalanced. Of course, it's unbalanced. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the system's not right. So players are not comfortable in that system. So they're making mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, so if you play a 4 like the normal back 4 today, for me today, you've got to go next week with Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba and Zinchenko. It was working last year. It was the best thing we had last year. But why have we changed it? Why have we changed it? Why have you got to change? Why have you got to try it?
Hold on, you just had a go. Sometimes you got to try things,
sorry, why?
You had a go at the manager. Wait a minute.
I see Partey play right back at Nottingham Forest at the beginning of last season. It didn't work.
When you saw Ben White starting at right back last year, right? Because that was a manager.
Yes.
Hold on.
And it worked. I see it working after one game, Robbie.
No, but according to you keep it old school, don't change anything. So then we would never have known that, would we? We would never have known that Ben White can play as not just an effective right back, as a brilliant right back. You would never have known that if he hadn't changed it, would he?
No.
You would never have known. You would never have known. Hold on. You would never have known that Zinchenko would be able to do that inverting style if he hadn't tried it. If he hadn't tried it.
He's done that. That's fair enough. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, right.
So he's got to be allowed to try things.
Well, he did that at Nottingham Forest, Robbie, didn't he? And we lost 1-0, and he's still doing it now. 4 games later. How many more games are you going to allow it? Are you going to be happy? Right, I'll tell you that now. I'm with you. Let's all be happy if Thomas Partey's playing right back against Man United, because I'm not going to be, because I know what's going to happen.
No, listen, I'm not necessarily saying
a bit like when you're Jaws and then you know that shark's in there. Like, I ain't going swimming there. Like, you know what I mean?
Listen,
I know he's going to bite my ass.
The thing is about it, right? I actually agree with you about the formation, right? But what I'm trying to say is the manager has to be allowed to try things.
Yes, and he's had pre-season to try it all, and Gabriel played in every game in pre-season. This is what I'm saying. Every time I see people are making excuses for this manager. I don't know what it is. If he makes a mistake, say it. Ain't the end of the world, Robbie. I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, he's made a mistake with team selection today. You know, it ain't the end of the world, but say it. At the end of it, say it and move on from it. Like, you know, I'll tell you this now. I've had a talk with Julian, right? I'm going to have a little bet with him. I'll tell you that Fulham will not drop points at Man United. They will not drop points at Liverpool. They will not drop points at Tottenham. They will not drop points at Manchester City. Why? Because they're not good enough. And today you have to look at it. I looked at them today.
Get points, you mean?
Yeah, they won't get points. They won't get points. Yeah. Right? I look at them today. And I thought they played some neat and stuff. I've watched them in a couple of games. They're toothless. Today they look dangerous every time they come on. And another thing, I don't know if he's going to get dropped for this because he's conceded 2 goals. If it wasn't for Aaron Ramsdale at the end now, we lose this game. It's an unbelievable save. Unbelievable save. You know what I mean? Otherwise we lose this game. Everybody tells me, get Partey at right back, we're going to get control. What control did we have in that game today? That's my arguments, you know what I mean? Like, when we played it against Crystal Palace, I'll say we controlled the game. And you have to say, but I've been not convinced with it. But today, you know, we didn't start well again. How many more times are we going to concede silly goals? You know what I mean? Like, and listen, before everybody goes mad about it, all that, it isn't always Arteta's fault if players are making mistakes. We're down to 10. They're down to 10 men, Fulham, and we're conceding at a corner. Right, at a corner when you're 2-1. Is that Mikel's fault? Hell no, it's not his fault. That's down to the players. But at some stage, when you draw 2-2 in a performance like that, it's not just players, Robbie. It's tactics, it's manager, it's everybody. Another thing, I'm going to have to say it now, the atmosphere today, it's nothing like it was last season. Is that because they've got this ballot thing going now and all that, like, you know, went to 2-2 today. Where was the fans today? They didn't really at it. Now, is that, no one can say to me about the time and all that. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off today. Everybody should be up for it, like, you know what I mean? But like, I've just spoken to a few fans. They're saying that, you know, there's different people around them and all that, like, now. So that needs to be sorted. We had a fantastic atmosphere at this football club last season. Why are they changing it again?
We all change everything.
Everything's changing, like, you know what I mean? Like, we had a fantastic season last year, like, you know what I mean? We just needed to tinker, not go all over the board and all that, like, you know. Our back 4 last season was solid. It needed a little bit of improving on our defensive side, but he's changed it 2, 3, 4 times now, and we're still conceding goals against Fulham. Who's the first game? Forest, who are going to be in the bottom half of the table. So you've got to go in when Man United come here next week, like, you know. Other than behold, we'll probably keep a clean sheet, but, like, you know, we've got to keep clean sheets, Robbie, especially at home. Not good enough today, but we that's it, you know what I mean. 2 points dropped.